As a warning, my wife gave me an ultimatum. Remove your kids from the house or I will leave. An attorney is protecting my children while she lives with her mom. Despite everything that has happened, I still cannot believe what has happened. We feel like our family is falling apart, and I'm not sure what to do. I'm 43, married to Amanda 42, and we've been together for 6 years. We have 2 little girls, together Becca 4, and Eliza 2. I also have 2 older kids, Liam 17 and Sage 15, from my previous marriage. The divorce with my ex-wife wasn't easy, and because she earned more than I did, she got primary custody of Liam and Sage. For 8 years, I only saw them every other weekend and on Wednesdays. But a few weeks ago, everything changed. Liam and Sage asked to move in with me full-time because of issues with their stepdad. Liam especially had been butting heads with him, and even their mom thought it would be better if they came to live with us. I was thrilled. I've missed so much. But Amanda, not so much. She didn't tell me until we had our first child together that she felt uncomfortable around my older kids. Still, I thought we could make this work. I talked to her about it before. They moved in, and although she wasn't thrilled, she didn't outright object. I thought it was going to be okay. It wasn't. Since the day they arrived, Amanda has been nitpicking everything they do. Liam and Sage are great Kid Strata students, respectful, involved in sports, with tons of friends. People go out of their way to tell me how wonderful they are, but Amanda seems determined to catch them doing something wrong. It's like she's waiting for them to mess up so she has an excuse to send them back. Things boiled over yesterday morning. I was in the kitchen making breakfast when I heard a scream. Becca came running in crying, saying Sage hit her. Amanda ran into the den like a storm, yelling at Liam and Sage to get out of the house. Sage looked panicked, apologized, and explained what happened. She turned on one of the girls' favorite shows, and Becca got so excited, she bit her. Reflexively, Sage slapped her in surprise. It was an accident. I believed her immediately. She even had a red bite mark to prove it, but Amanda didn't care. She accused Sage of lying, screamed at both my kids to leave, and wouldn't listen to reason. Sage tried to stay calm and said she'd leave to let Amanda cool off, but that only made Amanda angrier. Liam and Sage left. They spent the night at a friend's house, and my heart broke seeing them walk out the door. Amanda hasn't let it go. She's been texting me non-stop, demanding I pack up Liam and Sage's things and send them back to my ex-wife permanently. She even threatened to call the police on them. I was stunned. The same woman who once slapped Becca for biting her was now acting like Sage was a danger to everyone. I finally snapped. I told Amanda that this is Liam and Sage's home now, and if she couldn't handle it, she could leave. She packed up our daughters and went to her mom's. My parents came over, saying I wasn't wrong, but that I shouldn't have told her to leave. But honestly, at this point, I almost mean it. I never imagined I'd be here on the brink of another divorce. Amanda feels like a stranger to me now. I just want my family to feel whole, but I'm starting to think it might not be possible. Amanda came back the next day, but things went from tense to unbearable almost immediately. She walked in, saw Liam and Sage in the living room, and acted like they didn't exist. She didn't even say a word to me at first, just grabbed the girls and took them upstairs. When I finally tried to talk to her, she cut me off and said, "I told you they needed to leave. Why are they still here?" I tried to stay calm and explain that Sage didn't intentionally hurt Becca, that it was an accident, but she wouldn't hear it. She kept saying things like, "Asterisk, she hit a 4-year-old. How is that an accident? And I don't trust her around my kids anymore." I brought up the bite mark again, but Amanda didn't care. She said Sage was too old to lose control like that and implied she might have anger issues. When I asked how she could be so harsh on Sage, but not see the parallel with her own reaction, when Becca bit her, she just stared at me like I was crazy. Then she said something I'll never forget. "I'm their mother. It is different." I didn't even know how to respond to that. The rest of the evening was icy. Liam and Sage stayed in their rooms, and Amanda barely came out of ours. When she did, it was only to make snide comments under her breath, things like, "I guess this is my life now," or "I'm just waiting for something worse to happen." It felt like she was trying to bait me into a fight, but I wasn't taking the bait. I was exhausted and honestly just trying to figure out what to do next. That night, Amanda texted me from the bedroom. Yes, texted and said she wouldn't come back downstairs until they were gone. I told her again that they weren't going anywhere, This is their home now, and they need me. Her response, I guess you've made your choice. The next day, Amanda stayed home while I went to work. I was worried about how things would go with the kids, so I texted Liam and Sage during my lunch break. Sage told me she and Liam had stayed in their rooms all morning to avoid Amanda, but when she came out to grab a snack, Amanda cornered her in the kitchen. According to Sage, Amanda didn't yell, but the things she said were worse. She told Sage she was too old to be acting like a brat and that it wasn't fair for her to disrupt her family's lives. Then she dropped the real bombshell, you're making it harder for your dad to focus on his real family. When Sage told me this, I saw red. I left work early and drove straight home. Amanda was in the living room with the girls, acting like everything was fine. I asked her point blank if she said that to Sage. At first, she denied it, but when I told her Sage had already told me, she doubled down. She's old enough to hear the truth, Amanda said, as if she was doing Sage some kind of favor. I told Amanda that what she said was cruel and completely out of line. Her response, she laughed. Then she said, cruel is what she did to Becca. I was done. I told Amanda this couldn't go on. I reminded her that I've been patient, that I've tried to see things from her perspective, but this constant hostility toward my kids is unacceptable. I told her I contacted a family therapist to help us work through this, but if she wasn't willing to try, we'd have to figure out a way to separate. Amanda didn't take that well. She accused me of choosing them over us and said I was abandoning her and our daughters. I told her I wasn't abandoning anyone, but I wasn't going to let her treat Liam and Sage like second-class citizens in their own home. She stormed out, taking the girls with her. That was 3 days ago. She's been staying at her mom's house, and the silence has been deafening. I've been trying to focus on Liam and Sage, who are clearly shaken up by all of this. Liam tries to act like he's fine, but I can tell he's worried. Sage has been quieter than usual and keeps apologizing, even though I've told her 100 times that she has nothing to be sorry for. Amanda texted me yesterday saying she's willing to come back, but only if Liam and Sage leave. She said she can't feel safe with them here and accused me of putting her and the girls in danger. I told her that was absurd. My older kids aren't dangerous, and I won't let her vilify them to justify her behavior. I don't know what to do. I love Amanda, but I can't ignore how she's been acting. The way she's treating Liam and Sage is not okay, and I'm starting to realize this might not be something we can fix. I hate the idea of another divorce. But if it comes down to choosing between my kids and my marriage, there's no choice. Update 2. Amanda finally came back to the house, but it wasn't the reconciliation I'd hoped for. It was a declaration of war. She walked in like nothing had happened and went straight to our daughters, ignoring Liam and Sage completely. I tried to pull her aside to talk, but she brushed me off, saying, I don't have time for this right now. Later that evening, after the girls were asleep, she finally sat down with me, but it wasn't a conversation, it was an ultimatum. I can't live like this anymore, she said. It is either them or us. I was stunned. She doubled down, telling me that Liam and Sage are making her miserable and that having them in the house is putting her babies at risk. I told her again that this wasn't fair to them. They're not doing anything wrong. They're good kids, and they deserve to feel safe and welcome in their home. Her response, this isn't their home. This is our home. They're just here temporarily. That hit me hard. I told her flat out that this is their home now, and if she couldn't accept that, we had a serious problem. She called me delusional and said I was ruining everything by refusing to prioritize the family we've built. At that point, I was done trying to reason with her. I told her that Liam and Sage aren't going anywhere, and that if she truly felt like she couldn't live with them, she needed to make a decision about what she wanted to do. She stormed off to our bedroom, slamming the door behind her. The next day, Amanda stayed in the bedroom most of the morning, only coming out to grab the girls and take them to her mom's before she left. She said, this is your last chance to do the right thing. I didn't even respond. That night, Liam and Sage opened up about how uncomfortable they've been. Sage admitted that she's been feeling like she's walking on eggshells every time Amanda is around. Liam, who usually keeps things bottled up, finally let it all out. He said he feels like Amanda hates them and that he regrets moving in because he feels like it's tearing the family apart. Hearing that broke me. I told them both that none of this is their fault and that I'm so glad they're here. I also promised them that no matter what happened, I'll always have their back. But the truth is, I don't know how to fix this. Things came to a head 2 nights ago. Amanda came home from her mom's and told me she'd scheduled a meeting with my ex-wife. I was confused, and then, she said, we're figuring out a plan to send them back. I was floored. She hadn't even discussed this with me and was already making plans to send my kids away. I told her she had no right to involve my ex-wife without my consent, and she fired back that she was doing what needed to be done since I clearly couldn't. That turned into the worst fight we've ever had. Amanda accused me of being too blinded by guilt over the divorce to see how Liam and Sage are disrupting our family. I told her she was being cruel and that if she couldn't accept my kids, maybe she needed to rethink our marriage. She said maybe I already have. She left again, taking the girls with her. Now I'm sitting here trying to process everything. Amanda has made it clear that she doesn't see Liam and Sage as part of our family, and I don't think that's something I can change. I've tried being patient. I've tried ... I've tried compromising. I've even offered therapy, but she refuses to see the problem as anything other than my kids' presence in the house. I love her, but I can't keep putting my older kids in a situation where they feel unwanted and unsafe. My parents have been supportive, but they've also been brutally honest. My mom told me that if Amanda can't treat all of my kids with respect and love, this marriage isn't sustainable. My dad, who's usually more diplomatic, said, "You can always find another wife, but your kids only have one dad." That stuck with me. I don't want to give up on my marriage, but I feel like Amanda has already made her choice. I'm meeting with a lawyer next week to figure out my options, not because I've given up, but because I need to protect my kids. They've been through enough, and I refuse to let them feel like they're not wanted in their own home. This isn't the life I imagined for any of us, but I have to do what's right. Here are my thoughts on the story. This story hits like a parenting gut check when your partner gives you an "it's them or me" ultimatum about your own kids. That's not a red flag. That's the whole Soviet parade. What's wild is Amanda acting like 2 strata teens are. Feral raccoons when she's the one biting people, metaphorically now, literally before. Props to OP for finally realizing you can't therapy your way out of someone's fundamental lack of decency. Some hills are worth dying on, and don't treat my children like unwanted house guests is basically the Himalayas of marriage deal breakers. Also, can we talk about the audacity of scheduling meetings with the ex-wife? Ma'am, this isn't a corporate takeover. These are human beings.